This is Linda Sherman, at Linda Sherman on Twitter, and I am here with Steve Garfield, at Steve Garfield on Twitter.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for being here with me today, Steve.
Oh, you're welcome.
Steve just gave this absolutely fabulous presentation at BlogWorld Expo on video podcasting. It was amazing.
Wow, thank you.
And inspired and enthusiastic after that. I just was dying to have you share some tips for our listeners as well. And so if you could give us some basic tips about getting started with video podcasting, I would really appreciate it.
Okay, basic tips. So, my first basic tip is to use the camera that you have, and that's okay because you could shoot and practice video, but not necessarily put it up online. People are afraid to show it, but if you just start recording things yourself and seeing how it looks, then you can get better. You can say, oh, I need to know how to frame the camera or how to get better sound. So using the camera that you have and practicing is very important. Another thing I said was you really need to know how to use your camera and the controls, because when you have a moment to grab an interview, you can't be like fumbling around and not knowing if you're getting sound or if the video is going to come out or anything. So you really need to be prepared and know your equipment. And the next thing for that is, so I know my equipment. The camera I use is a Kodak ZI-8, and when I'm out and about shooting, I have a spare battery and a spare SD card. So if I'm like in the middle of interviewing someone and I don't have time, I don't even want to carry around a laptop. That's like really too heavy. I just carry around the camera and the spare battery and the spare SD card, so I don't have to offload or plug it in anywhere. I can just pop in a new battery. So I'm always prepared with knowing how to use the camera and just having that function well and ready to go.
And one of the pieces of advice you gave is to be able to get something on the fly because you have that opportunity, just like I did with you at the end of your presentation.
That's exactly right. You're doing that. And I interviewed Mark Burnett, the guy who produced Survivor, because I saw an opportunity and there wasn't really a lot of time, but I said, now's the time. I need to grab him and get him to do an interview with me. And it all worked out, and I did. And then I also knew it was timely because he spoke here at BlogWorld Expo about his new show about Sarah Palin, and I got an interview about it. So I went, and I didn't have my laptop with me, but I borrowed someone right away, and I uploaded it immediately to YouTube, and then I put it out on Twitter with his name and the tag and everything so people would see it, because then is when everyone's going to look for that video. So you can't wait around, because then the video is going to get old and people aren't going to be looking for it, and it's not going to get as much views. So you're right in knowing. I like to think about the moment I'm in and what's happening, and like if I see that it's something I should shoot video in and I do, then I want to quickly upload it and tag it correctly, give it a good description, give it a good title, so people, if they're just searching for that thing that just happened, they'll have a good chance of finding my video.